Hey students, happy Monday. Today I was baking a cake. It was a pineapple cherry, and I had one more topping to go. And I thought, that could help us with fractions. And I need 1 cup of pecans to finish my topping. And all I could find was the 1/2 cup and the 1/4 of a cup. I could not find my cup measure. So I had to decide how many 1/4 cups would it take to make a whole cup, and how many 1/2 cups would it take to make a whole cup. Then I also have to put on the buttery topping. That's the best part. And I have 18 pats of butter. Now, I don't need all of them, so I'm gonna have to take some away. So I only need 10. So that made me think of adding and subtracting fractions and some problems that we could do with those today. All right, let's start with the pecans. So I know if I have a 1/4, and if the top number, the numerator, is the same as the bottom number, the denominator, then I have 1 whole. So if I'm working with 1/4s, it would take 1/4 cup of the pecans. Now, if I would have been working with 1/8, think about how many 1/8 it would have taken to make a whole cup. It would have taken 8, because 8/8 would have been 1 whole. So I'm going to sprinkle these around. Now I have to think about my butter. If I have 18 and I only need 12, 18/8 is the whole, minus 12/18 would equal 6/18 of butter left. So let's start to put those on. I hope you enjoy this adding and subtracting fractions today. A lot of you were great at that. After I pop this into the oven, I'm going to get my whiteboard out so that we can take a look at some problems, and I can show you how you can make some fraction strips today, or you can just draw me pictures on paper. Remember what happens if you go over 8/8. Remember, if I have like 9/8, you know if the numerator is larger than the denominator, I have over 1 whole. So we're gonna look a little bit at that today also, in case some of you wanna make more challenging problems. All right, I'm gonna pop this in and be right back. Can you believe I got to talking about those fractions? And I said I had 18/18 and I only needed 12 of them. So I should have 6 pieces of butter left on my plate. We don't want this dessert too buttery. So I'm going to have to subtract 4, 5, 6. Now I'll go pop it in again and make sure that it's done right. Okay, while the cherry pineapple crunch is cooking, let's go ahead and look at those 2 problems that I talked about. So we had 18/18 pats of butter. That's the whole amount that I had. Now I only needed 12 pats of butter, so 12/18. That is going to leave me with 6/18. So 6 pats of butter left. The other problem I had was with the pecans. I didn't have the cup measure, so I used 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 is equal to 4/4, which we know is 1 whole. Now I want us to take a look at how we can make some fraction strips. So I started with a sheet of paper. If you'll just take a regular sheet of paper so that when you cut your strips, they're all the same length. Now I started with a 1 whole, Then I went to 2/2. It's your choice, but you might want to do 1/3. So as long as you have folded the paper into 3 even sections, you will easily get pretty even 1/3 pieces. Now you might take the next strip, and to get 4 pieces we know we can cut in half and fold it again. So we can cut 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and so you could keep going on with different numbers. You could do fifths, you could skip fifths, do sixths, you could do eighths, tenths, twelfths, however you would like to make them. But it'd be a great idea today to make some fraction strips so you can look at them with adding and subtracting the fractions, and don't throw them away because we're going to need them all week that we're on fractions. We're going to be on Unit 6 this entire week. Okay, let's take a look at another problem. I want to look at decomposing the fraction. So, if I had 2/3, how many pieces do I have? I have 1/3 plus 1/3. Now, if you would like to, it would be an awesome idea today to draw some of them out too. So if you were drawing this out, you could show me that you have 2/3 of the pie. So I'd like you to try that today also. If you want to even do one that's over 1, like 10/6, you would write 1/6 10 times. So you remember hopefully how to decompose these numbers. So keeping your focus on drawing out your fractions, refreshing your mind on numerator, denominator, I want you to try a few today for me. So if you're following along on the video, I want you to try 4/8 plus 3/8. I want you to solve 10/12 plus 2/12. And then I want you to subtract 9/6 minus 5/6. And then you could do 3/4 minus 1/4. So if you're watching the video, I would like you to try these 4 problems today. If you're working them, push pause so that you can work them, and then I'm going to show you the correct answers. Okay, so on number 1, you should have gotten 7/8. And like I said, if you want to draw and shade them, that would be awesome. On number 2, you should have gotten 12/12, which is 1 whole. On number 3, you should have gotten 4/6, which if you wanted to reduce that, half of 4 is 2, half of 6 is 3. And on the last one, you should have gotten 2/4, which we all know, when the top number is half of the denominator, it is 1/2 simplified. So I want you to take some time today. I want you to make some of your own problems up on adding and subtracting fractions. I'll be right back to see if my cake turned out in just a minute. Okay, students, let's see if the dessert is ready yet. Ah, it looks great. Well, I think I'm going to eat my dessert, and I want you guys to really work hard on your adding and subtracting fractions today. I'll see you tomorrow with comparing fractions. Have a good day.